Hi guys, welcome back to Hair Dry Treatment. I'm joined by Saeed. Obviously, I'm Soph and Saeed, both from the United Stand. Both got our own channels. Saeed is from United Central. How you doing, mate?
I'm not bad. How are you, man? How are you? Everything okay?
As a United fan, I'm as good as it can be right now. To be fair, I'm as good as it can be. I saw you did a live yesterday. A lot of discussion about United.
It's a bit emotional.
It is, man.
A bit emotional.
It is. Go on, we'll start off. Obviously, we're doing a Team of the Week show tonight where we're going to give the players that have stood out this weekend across the Premier League. Surprisingly, I don't think there's going to be many United players that we're going to be discussing.
None at all. None.
Yeah, I don't think there's going to be many.
None at all. None.
There might be a few curveballs in there from me. Now, I'm joking. There's no United players. But the way I'll do it is we'll do a position. We'll do an 11 each. So, of course, we'll start with the keeper and work our way through. It's up to you, obviously, formation you want to do. Etc.
Yeah.
But yeah, we'll do it that way forward. So, in goal, I'm going to be kind. You're my guest. I'm going to let you choose first.
Okay. You know what? It's between two people. One of them is a Sheffield United goalkeeper.
Yeah.
And one of them is a Watford keeper. And you're probably thinking, why Watford? Because they've lost this weekend. But do you know what? The amount of saves that Foster made in that game, unbelievable.
Yeah.
But I feel like it's only right if I give it to Henderson. Another clean sheet. You know what I mean? I think, how many clean sheets that's now in the Premier League altogether?
We've
only conceded 8 goals.
A lot of people are saying that he should be the guy to replace De Gea at United. A lot of people believe we should get him back. And to be fair, he's putting in a good case for himself at the minute in the league. Definitely putting in a good case.
100%. I agree with you. You know what I mean? I feel like Romero, you know what I mean? He's 33 now. I feel like next season, let's bring him in. Second, let's at least now make competition for De Gea. Let's make some competition. Because I feel like De Gea only needs, as a player, you always need competition playing. When they play goalkeeper, striker, any position, there should always be a competition for places. And I think, do you know what? Yeah. I say let's bring him back. But for me, I'm going to put Henderson in there. They've only conceded 8 goals all season. One of the best defences in the league. I think only Man City and Liverpool got better defences.
Yeah.
So, but yeah, I'm going to go for Henderson for me. Unbelievable class.
Yeah, I mean, Henderson was up there as one of the choices for me. Obviously, his quality. Another keeper, though, that for me, it's just a team in general. I mentioned it just like I love watching Leicester and Schmeichel. It's his birthday today as well, so happy birthday to him. But Schmeichel is the guy that I'm saying definitely. Yeah, again, another clean sheet. Obviously, the one 9-0 the other day as well. That's going to go in his credit as well. But I just think he seems like a leader. I think his distribution as a keeper as well is just top quality. Like I say, I thought Leicester as a whole, the defence is quality, and that does help Schmeichel. But he's the guy that I've put in there. And again, it's his birthday, which kind of edged it a bit. I felt like being kind and giving him a present. Made the Team of the Week for us anyway. Right, let's move on to
another clean sheet as well.
Exactly. And the third in the table now, so fair play. Right.
Yeah, no.
What about your defence then? So let's start with right back.
Mine, I'm going to go for right back, and you've got to look a little further than Kyle Walker. Scored the winner in the game that, you know what, I thought Southampton were going to get something out of that game. And all my fans, apart from one, is City fans, so they were on knife edge. Honestly, they were on knife edge. They were like, where's the goal coming from? Obviously, they got the equaliser by Aguero, but Walker, what a goal. For him to sometimes when the ball's coming back, it's hard to adjust your leg. And he's adjusting his leg, and his absolute top bin scored up. Striker's finished, so I'm going to give it to Walker. He's always been so reliable. I don't know why people slate him off and say, oh, he can't defend, he can't do this, can't do that. I think he's been immense since he signed the City, so I'm going to go for Walker, steady Eddie, and a good goal. So for me, Walker.
Yeah, and to be honest with you, my team exactly the same now. Put Walker at right back again. He scored the winner, like you say. I think he's always effective going forwards. I don't think he's the best defender, but I think his pace gets him out of trouble a lot of the time.
No, 100%.
That is a big factor.
Yes.
It was a close call, to be fair, between him and Pereira and Ricardo, who plays at obviously Leicester again. I keep talking about Leicester, but yeah, I think he was another one. But because Walker got the winner, he just tipped it for me. And you're right, he does get a lot of stick, and I think it's because defensively he is a bit of a liability at times. But I think a lot of the time his pace does get him out of trouble. When he obviously loses that yard of pace, I think that will really show in his career. But yeah, Kyle Walker has made my team right back as well. Excuse me. Centre backs then is a big one now. Mine are quite questionable, to be honest with you, but should be interesting. So who's going to be your first centre back choice?
My first centre back has to be that cut from Bournemouth. Has to be made. That guy has had the easiest game of his life. And Martial should be ashamed of himself. This Cook guy, I don't know if he's got any caps for any international caps. I think he plays for England, but he's got no caps.
Yeah.
He's had the easiest game of his life against Martial. For me, Martial had no movement at all. And we're talking about off air about sometimes Martial, his kind of approach is a bit, is he bothered? Is he bothered? Is he working hard enough? And I feel like Cook was almost thrown in that game. Almost thrown like his Maldini, honestly. You know what I mean? It's unbelievable. So, honestly, man, that game couldn't have no easier game than that. And I feel like, he didn't put a foot in wrong. He kept Martial at bay. Yes, Martial's not always going to run in behind you, yes. But still, you've got to beat French international, so you've got to give it to Cook, man. I thought sometimes Bournemouth were going to go release this guy, but he keeps defying the odds. And, you know what I mean? Now he's got a partnership with Cook and Nathan Ake. So it's kind of mad, man. Cook.
Yeah.
Marching out the game, Martial. Unbelievable.
Yeah, and that tackle he did as well on Rashford, and he absolutely snapped him into terrible tackle.
I mean, that's borderline red, because the way he followed in, for me, it's not about he got the ball and he didn't get the ball and it was, it wasn't severely a red card in terms of double foot and it was reckless. But for me, when he was getting the ball, with no intention of getting the ball, and sometimes I feel like referees don't get that. You know what I mean? Like when you're not intentionally getting the ball, for me that's a cynical foul.
Yeah, I agree. This is lagging apparently. That's why I usually drop in. So I'll have a look in it.
Oh, is it?
Yeah, I don't know if it's me or you, but I'll have a look in a minute. We'll keep going with it anyway for now. We'll keep going. It might just fix itself, but we'll give it a chance. So you've gone for Cook. Interesting.
Yeah.
I'm going for Duffy from Brighton. Because Duffy, again, he scored a goal. I think Brighton are impressing me more than I was expecting this season, to be honest with you. I thought they were really going to struggle. And they seemed like a tough team to play against. So, yeah, Brighton's Duffy has made him my centre-back. Again, another good result, to be fair, for them at the weekend. Like, I genuinely believe that they'll be struggling. Genuinely believe they'll be battered week in, week out. I thought they'd really struggle. Some of the signings they've made have been good. Duffy, I think, is a consistent player for them as well. I think week in, week out, we get a decent performance from him. And like I say, he bagged the goal, which edged me towards choosing Duffy as one of my centre-backs. I said it'd be quite questionable. You've gone for Cook, I've gone for Duffy. I couldn't imagine us getting their FIFA cards, if I'm honest with you, Saeed, but they're making our team of the week. They're making our team of the week anyway.
And it's kind of ironic now we're getting Cook and that Duffy guy, you know what I mean? Just goes to show, man, the art of defending, you know what I mean? Simple. Keep it simple. Keep it, you know what I mean? Yeah. And look at them both on the team of the sheet. It's crazy, man. It's crazy.
Yeah. I know. But if you talk about defenders, I look at the goal that we conceded, obviously United against Bournemouth.
Exactly.
Where was Lindelof going for that one in the first place? He was going for his hot dog at half time. Don't know what he was doing. And then, of course, Wan-Bissaka as well. Trying to nick it. He does that far too often for my liking. I know he is quality when he does play off and when he does nick it, he looks awesome. But I think he's a bit too erratic and a bit too eager to get the ball every time 100%. He tackles. And he doesn't need to do that. He doesn't need to do it. So, yeah, questionable defending from United.
No, I think you know what, Lindelof, it's time to question Lindelof and it's time to, really, is he really United quality and is he really United standard?
I've said it a few times about Lindelof now. For me, he gets bullied far too much, far too often. You see him brushed aside, especially when the ball's in the air. I think he's not strong enough, and I think he's regressing. Like the last few weeks, I genuinely think he's getting worse. I don't know what it is. Maybe it is just a lack of confidence, but he's definitely regressing as a player. It doesn't feel like
no, 100%. I feel like as well now. I feel like it's almost thought that I've got my centre back position sorted. Eric Bayer's been injured, and I feel like he hasn't given him a fair crack at the whip. Small has been sent out alone. Jones is never going to tell you I'm going to be United's centre defensive partner. Yeah. He's never going to push you for that position. So he's kind of thought easy. But Twanzebe now is ready-made, and I feel like he can push him. But now he's got an injury, and it's been unfortunate. But I think it's crucial time for Lindelof to step up now. If he doesn't step up in the next couple of weeks here, then Bayer's going to come back from injury. You've got Fosu Mensah back from injury coming up. You've got Twanzebe. There's a whole array of talent here. So Lindelof is a fix up for me. Definitely, big time. Yeah,
I agree. Lindelof just makes me feel nervous, if I'm honest. He just makes me feel really nervous. Tuanzebe should be given a shot over him.
Real tough.
I know he's been injured, but I don't know. Lindelof whenever he's starting, I feel so nervous to see him there.
No, 100%.
So, yeah. Right, next centre-back then. This is an interesting one.
I'm going to go for Leicester's man at right now. And that's Sanuku.
Quality.
Unbelievable, man. This guy, snipped 22 million, I think they bought him for.
Mad.
Crazy, man. For me, Harry Maguire, they must be thinking, Harry Maguire who? You know what I mean? Like, Harry Maguire, we bought a player, we saved 60 million, you know what I mean? And we bought this Sanuku guy, he's come out of nowhere, really. I don't know where they bought him from, to be honest with you. But he's got banged a couple of goals this season. He's good at playing from the back. That goal yesterday, brilliant goal.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And I think he's getting strength to strength. He's only 22, apparently. That's crazy, man.
It just highlights, though. It
maturity.
Highlights their recruitment. Like, we always talk about United and the players that we should be looking at. Leicester have got a clear plan, a clear profile of player that they get. Their recruitment policy is absolutely awesome. And you look at us compared to them, the players that they've signed have been absolutely fantastic. Tillemans, obviously, is another player that they've made obviously permanent now. Madison is another one. The players that they get are all moulded. They know that the system that they're playing in, they're perfect for the Premier League. They're young, as you've already said. Lord Farquaad, as I like to call him, has also made my team as well. He's the other centre-back for me. He looks just like Lord Farquaad from Shrek. That's all I can know him as now. That's all I can know him as. It does. He looks literally just like him now. But his goal, as you say, was fantastic. But all around, I thought his performance was quality again for Leicester at the weekend. I know he's against IU isn't really the best, but yeah, he's just meant to look easy. Like he's confident on the ball. He reads the game well. He's fairly quick. He's strong. He's good in the air. He scored. How can you not put him in the team? And I saw a comment just saying you've got to put Ake in there. And I agree. Ake obviously is a very good player as well, and he's in great form. I think one of the big clubs will snap him up, if I'm honest, sooner rather than later. But yeah,
he's 60 million, I reckon. Ake.
Yeah, he's English as well. Obviously, it boosts his price even more, isn't it? So I don't know. I think I'm not saying English. He comes from Chelsea. He originated through their youth system. He's obviously well experienced. He's a leader. He's a captain. And that's what I mean. He's well experienced, really, for someone of his age. He's played at that top level for a long time now. That's what I mean. He's bred into the Premier League. So I think Ake will be moving on to bigger and better things. No disrespect to Bournemouth, but I think I can see him moving to a bigger club. Left back then. I'm guessing you go for a back four. So left back.
I'm going to go for back four. This was going to surprise you, but I'm going to go for Luca Digne from Everton.
Quality player.
I think United should have snapped him up, 22 million, 25 million, I think they bought him from Barcelona.
Yeah.
I feel like it was unbelievable, that game. I think it was one of the few bright sparks in that game. Luca Digne, I thought it was causing problems to their right side. Aurier couldn't get hold of him. You know what I mean? You should have seen Aurier at the end. He was absolutely knackered. He had a cramp. You know what I mean? And it just goes to show Luca Digne is up and down that left hand side.
Yeah, and he's got a wonderful left foot as well, isn't he?
Wonderful left foot, you know what I mean? He can cross, he can free kicks is brilliant, you know what I mean? Unbelievable for a left back to be that adventurous. I thought he was a brilliant player. I look at Shaw and I'm thinking, come on, man, this is the level you've got to aspire to, man.
Exactly.
Hopefully, Shaw can do things in the future, but Luca Digne for me, unbelievable performance. And he got everything in the game, you know what I mean? The cross in to Tosin, and then, you know what I mean, the rest is history.
Yeah, he's always a threat, isn't he, down that left-hand side. It's definitely a good choice, but I'm going to go for someone who scored at the weekend, and I'm going to put Robertson in. I think he's just constant. Like, I feel so angry when I see Robertson playing for Liverpool, because I remember watching him at Hull. And saying, you know what, this kid is talented. Like, he was fearless on the ball. He'd bomb up and down. It'd be like you just said about Digne, bombing up and down. Yes, of course, he had room for improvement at the time then, but you could just see that kid had it. He had potential, and obviously he was snapped up by Liverpool. And what a signing he has turned out being, and I just regret that massively, us not being in for him. And he just winds me up. I remember it clear as day watching him at Hull, and he stood out there. He stood out massively. And like I say, he scored at the weekend as well. Liverpool are just so resilient, and their fullbacks are just quality. What an outlet he is in the game. What an absolute bargain, like you say. So my left back has got to be Robertson, but I completely see why you put Digne in there. He was captain as well, wasn't he, Digne?
Captain as well. He's on my fantasy as well, so shout out to him, man.
Yeah.
On a party this weekend.
Quality.
Robertson's brilliant for me. I like Robertson. He's one of them players that you just... Sometimes you can say you can talk about rivalry in football, but sometimes you got your hats on and say some players are good quality. And I think he's one of the best left backs in Europe, I reckon. Yeah,
no, I completely agree. And I think Arnold as well on the right hand side. Alexander Arnold, I think he is quality as well. I think defensively comes into question sometimes, but his ability to cross the ball, I think, is absolutely quality. So midfield then. We're going to move on to our midfielders.
Right.
How are you going to base it?
Flat three.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for flat three, but on the diamond, if you call it, like the tip of it, on the base, I'm going to go for Jorginho.
Okay.
And do you know what? Yeah, Jorginho, that pass, have you seen it on the weekend? Yeah. That pass was unbelievable. Got to give it to him there. Unbelievable. To put it on a plate for Abraham, yeah, almost dink it across. It was almost like a Cesc Fabregas kind of pass. Cesc Fabregas of old.
It was just blind, wasn't it? It doesn't even. I think he glanced slightly before it. People saying he didn't mean it, but you know what? It's just an intelligent player. He puts it into the channel into the right
Only
place.
He knows.
Yeah.
Only he knows if he meant it, and that's all that matters. You know what I mean? No one's gonna remember when I'm on another occasion. But for me, Jorginho, I think he's becoming of age in that squad for Frank Lampard. You know, he's only 27. He could only get better for me, and I feel like whenever I saw the price tag, I thought 60 million, 50 million, I think it was, and I thought, wow, what's this guy? You know what I mean? First season struggled, but then now you just got patience to a player, and it just shows to you, Jorginho is proving lengths now, and I feel like that performance against Watford, masterclass. That midfield, yeah, controlling the midfield, controlling the dynamics of the game. So for me, Jorginho has to be in there.
Yeah, Jorginho, that pass alone, he deserved to be in the team, to be fair. I actually haven't put him in. And this is the one that I've got.
Wow.
I know. It's because I put Tielemans in there. Tielemans is my first midfielder that I'm putting in. I've gone for 3 in midfield as well. And I put him in there because I just think he's such a complete player. There's a few times, he had passes that were similar to that Jorginho in that game towards Vardy. Didn't quite pay off. But he just looks an absolute class act on the ball. I think whenever he gets it, he tries to make stuff happen. He's so positive. And I think he's the driving force in that Leicester team. I really do. I think he's such a box-to-box player as well. Like, 1 minute he's clearing it from his own box, and the next he's trying to get on the end of it, like at the other end. And I just think he's such a complete player. And that's why I've put him in there. But Jorginho was definitely a close one for me for that assist alone. I think quality. He's a player that is getting better and better, as you say as well. And I think it shows as well the strength that Lampard has with that squad. He's building a team that know how to play in the system that he's playing. They are all completely driven and they're all going in the same direction. Where at United, you glance across a similar situation, young squad, new manager, a weak squad, you could say as well.
Yeah.
But obviously we're not clicking. And is that down to Ollie?
Yeah.
Who knows? A lot of people believe it is. Yourself, I know you don't believe in Ollie's ways. But
no, not so.
Yeah, and I think it's a conundrum really. But I think if you look at the evidence, if you compare the two teams, it's obvious that Lampard is doing a much better job there. And Jorginho is paying dividend from that. He's improving week in, week out. And that's got to be down to his coaching.
You know, he's adapted well. You know, he's told Jorginho, you just stick to that position and you dictate the play. I know how good you are, so you dictate the play from there. We're not playing Pogba. You know, we've got one manager who's playing in a position where he favours, and you've got another manager playing Pogba in the centre defensive mid-roll. You know, in a 4-3-2-1 rigid formation where Pogba can't break down the lines. He's getting hustled and hurried because teams know what to do. They need to press on him, and he knows that he hogs the ball. So why make it easy for yourself and just put Pogba further up the pitch? Where if he loses the ball, and when he's got the ball and he does something magic, he can be effective and not ineffective when he's facing across his goal and he's got he's hurrying and harrying. You know what I mean? So for me, two different managers, but for me, Lampard, he's built his train at Derby and he's sticking to it now. But you got to look at Ollie. He's been managing since 2009 apparently on the reserves for Man United. You know what I mean? The way people coming up from that time, Chris Seagulls and all that. He was managing these guys. You know what I mean? So he's only got to put himself to blame, and sometimes you're out of depth for football, and for me, all he is.
Yeah, no. People call him a glorified PE teacher, don't they? They say that he's there to put the cones out. He doesn't really work on the
Sunday league coach.
Yeah, Sunday league coach and all of that. And I can see where people are completely coming from. I can see what people are saying. But at the same time, I hate to think myself as the manager. I'd hate to be that, especially with a club legend. Like, I'm just praying that it works out for him. I really am, but I mean, look, it's 10th in the league. We're playing shockingly well. We can't buy a goal in open play. Like, of course, you have to hold your hands up and say, you know what, like Ollie deserves to be questioned for this. But
no, 100%.
Yeah, but at the same time, I sympathise because you look at the squad and the weakness of it. You look at the options off the bench he's got, and he's got nothing basically. And we don't know if that's his fault. But we don't know if it's his fault that we haven't recruited or if it's the board. We don't know that. Do you know what I mean? So that's what I mean. I feel really sympathetic. I think he's the face of it all. But yeah, you have to question it. You can't be happy with what.
You have to take it all as a manager of Man United, though. Yeah. Everything's going to come at you. It's not going to be the board. Their board are just chilling upstairs in their fancy hotels. You know what I mean? So it's coming at you. So you got to take it.
Exactly, he's the face of it, and some of the stuff he says in the press conferences and the post-match interviews is absolutely baffling. To be fair, I can't watch him anymore because it just infuriates me. He's just happy and smiley all the time, and I'm thinking, seriously, how are you being so positive about it? But yeah, so the next one for me in the midfield. I'll start if you want to. I'm going to go for Lundstrom from Sheffield United because he scored two goals. He seemed to boss the game. I don't know if you saw the game back, but he seemed an absolute tank in that game. So Lundstrom is going to be a part of my three. Yeah, I think he is. But to be fair, up until this weekend, I didn't really know much about him. But he bossed it this weekend. I don't know about you, but
yeah, no, that's for me. You just took it out of my mouth, and I was going to choose Lundstrom. I thought it was unbelievable. That goal they did, I don't know if it was him or Fleck that scored that goal, but the way they played the Sheffield, they call it on Twitter the Sheffield United way.
Sheffield
passing.
Yeah.
Passing, and then right in there on the far post, he was there to put it in. But it just goes to show you don't need to be the most glamorous name to be a decent midfielder in the Premier League. All you got to do, stick to what you're good at, and you know what I mean. And that's what Sheffield United are doing right now. They're sticking to what they're good at. And now this guy, Fleck, there's this other ballers in there that'll be playing well. So for me, definitely Lundstrom. I agree with you.
Yeah.
2 goals. He scored 2 goals. Surely got to be the team of the week.
I agree. And Sheffield, you know what? Like, how good are they looking right now? Sheffield are playing Sheffield ball, as you say. But you know, it's a team who've got that work ethic, who are playing for the manager. They're all working together. They've got a clear plan and a clear system, and they're playing to their strengths. They're playing to their strengths, and that's something that you've got to appreciate and you've got to respect. I mean, that game against Arsenal, I remember it. They were hunting in packs every single ball. They were not giving him any time to settle. And when Arsenal did get a bit of possession, they were professional. They slid as a team, 2 banks of 4. They were really disciplined in the way they played, and they still maintained the fact that they looked a threat on the counter attack as well. And I just think, you know what, fair play that they're playing so well, and they're playing for the manager. They're not the most talented squad. It proves that you don't have to be the most talented of players. You just need to be able to play as part of a team with a clear plan and a clear system.
Exactly.
Yeah.
No, 100%. I agree with you there. We've got a spot on there.
Yeah. Right, third midfielder. Who are you thinking?
I'm going to go for a controversial one again, man. I feel like, you know what, if they're playing against United, it would have been a bigger scoreline. I think Jojo Shelby, I think he absolutely bossed that game against the West Ham. Come back from injury. You know what I mean? People would have been saying, oh, he would have taken time to settle in, but my word, Newcastle, you know what I mean? Just unbelievable. They hit West Ham by surprise, and I thought the midfield battle, man, they won it. Him and Longstaff. Unbelievable that game, man. They bossed that game. For me, Shelby, man. You know what I mean? He got into the English one. I never thought, it's another Jack Wilshere. He'll never make it. You know what I mean? But fair play to him, man. All you need to do now is a couple of good games, and you get into the English squad again. So for me, I think they had a good game. Newcastle 3 points. They were 3-0 at one point. But Newcastle, West Ham got back into the game at the end. But definitely Shelby masterclass again. Yeah,
I can't really argue with that. I think Shelby is one of these players that when he turns up, you know what, he can be absolute quality.
Exactly.
His passing ability. I wouldn't want to play against him because he's dirty as well. He's a dirty player. He's a hard tackler. But like I say, when he turns up, he's really effective and he's such a good ball player. And I think he's one of these rare players who you can ping a ball. He's got the vision, and he's a great asset to have in your team. But when he's not at it, or when, for example, he loses it, then of course he's a liability. But I think Newcastle massively miss him when he's not in there. I think he's really important for their team. And it's a big result 100%. For Newcastle, as you say, a big result. I thought they were bossing it, and then of course West Ham got 2 goals back. They never made it look easy, Newcastle, but it's a big result. I was not expecting them to beat West Ham at the weekend.
No, I was
a shock one. Yeah.
Now, see Bruce getting results, you know what I mean? Here, now, you know what I mean? The United game, Tottenham away, he's getting decent results in there, you know.
Yeah.
Crazy, man.
I agree.
Crazy.
I think for my third midfielder, and I know we're playing it slightly deeper, but it's just because I've got to put him in there, to be honest. I've had to fit him in there, and that is Maddison from Leicester. Again, he's just a class act on the ball. From set pieces, he looks absolutely quality. I watched even his corners. I watched him whipping corners in at the weekend, and he whips it in at such a pace. Obviously, they scored from one of them, North Farquhar, with a header. But I just think the pace that he whips it in at, I think that's really, really rare to see, and I think he's an absolute quality player. And I just imagine if we had him at United, like the kind of service. Imagine if we still had Lukaku, I think he'd be scoring for fun because he'd have some quality service coming into the box, and that's something that we really lack at United. So I've put Maddison in there. I think he just, going forward, he pulls the strings for them, and I think Vardy is always on his way because he knows that Tielemans or Maddison are going to find him. He's constantly on the front foot. That's why it's just that way of playing again. Do you know what I mean? And I think assist. Yeah.
Assist. Starting to move for the second goal as well. Got the assist for the first. Starting to move for the second one. You know what I mean? I think you know what? Yeah. he could cost 100 million.
He's English as well, so his price will be mad. He's English, so his price will just go up.
He's on the up. I reckon 80 to 100 million easy.
Yeah.
And for me, that's frightening money.
Yeah, I mean, look what we paid for Maguire. Do you know what I mean?
Exactly.
And that just puts it into perspective what Leicester will want for Maddison from us. Like, it'd be ridiculous money. It's just whether we think it's going to be worth it. That's the thing.
And Maguire hasn't reached his peak yet. He's not really reached his peak yet. So just go show. You know what I mean? Imagine what Maddison's going to be.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Exactly.
Football's crazy, man.
It is crazy. But we love it, so yeah. So yeah, Maddison's in my team. Then we're going to go for, I'm guessing you're going for a front three.
Front
so we're going for 4-3-3.
Wingers and then one up top.
Alright, so we'll start on the right hand side then. Who are you choosing for the outright?
The infamous Gucci bandana.
Yeah.
I don't know if you remember him.
I do. He did a rainbow flick at the weekend, apparently, didn't he?
Rainbow flick, man. This guy, man, he's got technics, man. On FIFA, he's the most used player I've ever seen in my life. Every time
79 rated and he's absolutely OP.
5-star skills, you know what I mean? Unbelievable pace. But he should have scored a couple of goals in that game. Bloody hell, his finishing is awful.
Yeah.
His finishing needs to be about 55. Such a bad weekend. Seriously. But he absolutely terrifies defenders. You don't know where he's going. 1 minute he's going to the left, 1 minute he turns it, you know what I mean? 1 minute it's like there's a bit of trickery, you know what I mean? He's got pace and beauty on the line, you know what I mean? He's got tenacity, he's got energy. You know what, man? This guy, could be one of the buys of the season. If Newcastle get a top 10 finish, he could be one of the buys of the season because if he can just get his assists going up now, he can do anything. I'm telling you now, he can do anything. Beat on the right, you know what I mean? Maybe he might be inconsistent, but that's because he's fairly young, 22 now, I think.
Yeah.
So, but for me, got to be Maximum. He absolutely tore. Was it Zabaleta, I think it was, or was it the other guy, Fredericks? Well, one of them two, but he tore the right back apart, mate. Yeah. Unbelievable.
Yeah,
that Gucci bandana, I'm telling you.
Yeah, I mean, he's so spontaneous when he's playing. Like you say, you don't know which way he's going to go. And he's just going to pull out a skill out of the bag. Like every now and again, it's just something so random. I think he just needs to improve his end product. He reminds me a bit. I mean, he's far more skillful than him, but a bit like Adama Traore. At Wolves, the fact that his pace is just like shoulder string. Like, he cannot defend against it. It's a bit like he's changing direction in his skill. He can't defend against it, but he's just improving that final product of the game. And that's something that I think Traore has improved this season massively, and I think that's down again to good management from Nuno. I think he's coaching him well.
No, 100%.
He was playing at right wing back, and he was doing it fantastically well in that system that Wolves were playing. So I just think that credit to the manager in that. And I think if St Maximin can have good coaching, obviously playing the Premier League for a long period of time, I think, like you say, he'll just go from strength to strength. Remember Ronaldo when he first came to United? I'm not saying St Maximin is Ronaldo, but I'm just saying it was that talent where it's just like, well, we've got you off the edge of your seat. And it just needed a bit of fine tuning, if that's what you want to call it. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's like St Maximin definitely. But mine, I'll put him slightly out of position, but I'll put Aubameyang in there again. It's because he scored yet again.
Wow.
He's the guy for Arsenal who was just firing all cylinders. He's the guy at the minute who I think he's just keeping it at bay because he scores. Yeah, exactly. And still, you see the clips of the fans giving him absolute abuse. When he is the guy, he's their main guy at the minute. That's like us giving Dan James stick, for example. Why would you do that when he's literally our best player? You know what I mean? I don't understand it. I do not understand it. So it's purely because again he scored. It's just so consistent in front of goal. Arsenal were poor at the weekend. Wolves were unlucky not to win, but again that man he still managed to get a goal, and I think that's credit to him. I think his quality. I would love Aubameyang at United. I know people laugh and call him.
It might be too late, man. I think 30 years old now. I don't know.
Yeah, of course it is too late. But we need a goal scorer. To be honest with you. He's a goal scorer.
6-month low deal.
Yeah, that's it. Imagine that. After Van Persie, imagine if you get Aubameyang.
I would take it any day, you know what I mean? Yeah. But I think Oliver Solskjaer, if he still has a job, he's looking to go long-term vision, maybe get players like that Holberg guy, Timo Werner.
Yeah.
Players of that ilk, you know what I mean?
Werner I would like. Werner I would definitely like.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah. I think he's again a goal scorer, and we're lacking that massively. We got rid of Lukaku, and we regret that big time. So right, who's playing centrally then up front for you?
Centrally, I've got to go for Tammy Abraham. Tammy Abraham again. Got a goal on the weekend, perfectly on the plate for him. Got an assist, I think. Got an assist to set up for Pulisic, I think it was.
Yeah.
So goal and assist. You know, I've been firing at the minute. You know what I mean? Lampard's got him playing well in the system. It's got him given the confidence in him to be the Chelsea front line. You know what I mean? After Drogba, after Zola, there's been players up there that have led the front line, and he's come in there and made it his own. So fair play to him, young lad. So he's only 22 years old now, leading the front line. You know what I mean? It can only get better for him, man. I wish him well, man. After what he got stick this season and the abuse he got, man. I want him to do well, man. You know, man. As much as he's a rival team, but sometimes you've got to give it credit to when a kid comes up to the ranks and does it, man. Like Rashford, you know what I mean? Like, so, yeah, man. For me, Tammy Abraham up front all day long.
Yeah. Abraham, again, he was a close one for me. He was very close for doing my team. Again, he scored. His movement off the shoulder for that first goal was quality. And you know what? He's had a lot of stick with the racism and stuff as well. People were knocking him before he'd even touched the ball. Down. Yeah. People were knocking him down before he'd even touched the ball in a Chelsea shirt, and I think he's proved a lot of people wrong. So fair play to him.
Yeah.
And again, fair play to Lampard, as you say, he's getting the best out of his players, and Abraham is definitely proving that.
Yeah.
I'm going to go for a player that I mentioned recently, and that's Vardy. Jamie Vardy's been the guy for me. It's just
Jamie Vardy's having a party.
Yeah, it doesn't let defenders rest at all. Like, I'd imagine he'd be an absolute nightmare to play against, because he's just constantly pressing, constantly trying to nick it, looking out for the odd slip up, the odd mistake. It does not let a defender rest, and then of course he gets one chance in the game at the weekend and he scored, and that's just again, that's just what he does. It's just what he does.
And then, you know what I mean, it just shows how good of a striker is. You'll be silent all game. You have no chance in the game, but you know what? For that moment, I'm gonna be. You know what I mean? That's what good strikers do. When the moment's there and you need to be carried on, you do it. Yeah. And for me, Vardy's one of the best at that. He's 33 years old now, but he looks like he's getting better and better. He could be the new Kevin Phillips.
Yeah. Yeah, no.
You know what I mean?
It's just, I mean, I hope that when he loses his pace, obviously with age, I hope that doesn't massively affect him, because I think he's quick, of course, and he's, like I say, the second that Maddison or Tielemans get the ball, he's running in the channel, because he knows that's where they're going to be looking. And if he loses that pace, I'll be interested to see how he gets on, but I do think that he's a natural finisher. Like I say, he's understanding in the game, and the way he doesn't let anybody rest on the ball, it's just fantastic. He's always a threat, he's constantly a threat. Like, he looked like he was going to get a goal at the weekend. He barely touched the ball, to be honest with you. I mean, Leicester were comfortable, but realistically, Vardy hadn't had much to feed on. And then bang, he just does it at the blue. I love the celebration as well, by the way. There's a bit of a pro celebration going on. It was quality.
Was crazy, man. That was a FIFA celebration.
It was, yeah. Quality.
One of the fans, how ironic it was. The Eagles celebration. They're known for being the Eagles. It's crazy.
Yeah, he was mugging them off completely there, definitely.
Exactly. You know what I mean?
Yeah, right. Left hand side then, who are you going for?
I'm going to go for Sadio Mane, one of the best players in the Premier League right now. I think the best player in the Premier League right now for me. Does everything. He can score, assist. You know what I mean? Unbelievable quality, man. The guy, the way he just changed the game and the dynamics of the game, you know what I mean? And he's always there in the right positions.
Yeah.
I think last season it was all about Salah. But this season could be all about Sadio Mane. Unbelievable for me. I think he could only get better. I heard he's only still 27. You know what I mean? That's crazy. Still only 27. Oh, man, this guy, man. I just don't want him to talk to us, man. But he could win him the league. Sadio Mane could single-handedly win Liverpool the week. And it just scares me, man. But credit where it's due. And when you see class, you've got to give it credit. And for me, Sadio Mane has got to be on there. Another goal, last minute of the game. You know, just when you thought they might drop points, last minute of the game, where is he in the right position, right place, right time? That's what class Premier League strikers do. So hats off to Sadio Mane.
He's also my last player as well on the left hand side. I put Mane in there for the same reasons you said. I think he's right place, right time. For me, he is the most underrated player in that Liverpool team. I think people hype on about Firmino. I do like Firmino, don't get me wrong. And people hype on about Salah. Salah for me has been quite poor this season. I think it is Mane realistically. He is, like you say, could end up winning in the league. I think he's a constant threat. Again, he's a bit like Vardy in the sense that he's always looking out for the mistake. He doesn't let defenders rest. He presses up high. He can finish. He scores some bangers of goals as well. Definitely, he's strong on the ball. He's an all-round complete player. I think he's quality. Yeah. He's such a team player as well. And a close one for me was Raul Jimenez from Wolves. I was tempted to put him up front as well, because again he seems to score goals. I don't know if you watch. Obviously, I watch quite a lot of Wolves because my dad. And he doesn't shut up about Raul Jimenez. He does not shut up about him. But you know what?
He's a good player.
He is. He's strong. He holds the ball up well. He can finish. He's clever. his work ethic. He's another player that I would happily take at United. I know he's getting on, but I think in the Premier League...
Him and your time, take them both.
Yeah, he's quality. He's absolute quality, and he was a close one for me. But Mane, like you say, the nature in which they did it, added time. They needed the points, let's face it, to win the league. Well, not win the league yet, but you know what I mean, to keep them on top of the league. City were obviously edging their game just about as well. And again, that man just seems to pop up at the most crucial times, and that's a sign of a world-class player for me. When he left Southampton, people were writing off his move to Liverpool. I thought, you know what, fair play to him. And he's gone strength to strength from there. I think they're winning the league, and it kills me to say it, but I do think they're winning the league. I think you can't knock it, though. The way that they do not give up, they play until the end. It's reminiscent, obviously, of what Man United were like in the glory days, where we just keep playing to the final whistle. We always looked like we were going to grab that goal. In Fergie time, for example, we always looked like we were going to nick it, and that's what Liverpool were like. I saw that they were losing 1-0 and there wasn't long left. I think when I looked, it was like 8 minutes left plus added. And even then, I was thinking, no, they're still going to win it. You still think they're going to win it, and that's the thing about that team. They do not know when to give up. And that's like you say, when you see a good footballing team, you have to give them credit. It kills me too. Yeah. Don't get me wrong, it absolutely kills me too. And I tweeted saying I really hope Leicester win the league again before Liverpool do. As a bit of a joke, because I don't know how I'm going to be when Liverpool. I think I'm going to go with like an hibernate or something if they do win the league, because I don't know if I can stand it.
It might give the kick-ass to the Man United board to see that Liverpool, how they've risen up with Klopp and everything. Let's give him. Whoever's a manager, give him the right funds, because that's what they've done. Spent 35 million on Mane, 35 million on Salah, proven world-class players. They've bought 35 million from Eno. They bought Van Dijk 75 million. They bought, they bought in the right areas, and we've not done that. Fabinho 40, Keita 40, 60. That's what you've got to do. So,
yeah, no, I'd agree. And of course, if you're putting a manager in there for the team of the week as well, who are you going for?
I'm going to give it to Frank Lampard. Another tactical masterclass. Another winner away from home. I think that's about 9 or 10 in a row now. Unbelievable. Just goes to show, man, you don't need hundreds of millions to win a Premier League game and have a style of play. And people are getting blinded out here by Oli and saying, "Oh, give him another season, give him another time." He's got all the right players there. It's a board's fault. It's not about that. If you get the right players in there and if you get the right system in there, then you can do wonders with any team. You know what I mean? Just go show Frank Lampard, show everyone in the world right now that I've got a team out there without no transfer, without no key signings, stellar names. But I'm putting them out there and I'm making Mount look like is a top player. I'm making Pulisic now. You know what I mean? Doing wonders with Pulisic. So it's sad we say about Frank Lampard, team of the week. Manager of the week, sorry.
I'm going to go for Brendan Rodgers as my manager of the week. Purely because Leicester are third in the table. Obviously, they don't look like losing at the minute. Arsenal next weekend is a massive game for them. But I just think he deserves credit where it's due. But I completely agree with you, Lampard. He would have been my next bet. I think Watford away could have definitely been a banana skin that they could have definitely dropped points on. They didn't. And like you said, he's got a team playing in a clear system. And I think you're talking about people being blinded, about saying United need money to improve and stuff like that. And it's right, because I mentioned it earlier. Look at Sheffield United. It proves you do not need to have the most talented team. You need a team that knows what they're doing, a team that's got a clear system, and a team that are all working for the manager. And we haven't got that. You've got to be brutally honest, and we haven't got that. We mentioned Martial looks half-assed a lot of the time. There's a lot of players, like he's not the only one at all. Pereira was absolutely shocking at the weekend as well. And he had no excuses, because Pereira was playing in his preferred position, so there's no excuse for him to do what he did. So I think if you look at it on a whole, you've got to say that Ollie deserves to be questioned, because the team aren't playing for him. The team aren't performing the way they should do. Yeah, and look at Sheffield United, they're a perfect example. Look at Chelsea, they're another one. Chelsea's a bit different because they have got obviously players who are worth a lot of money. Pulisic obviously did come in. It's kind of like a new signing for them. I know obviously they're the transfer had it sorted beforehand, but if you look at us, you can't tell us on paper that we shouldn't be playing better than the likes of Sheffield United, and we're not. And that has to come down. It has to come down to the coaches. It has to come down to the manager and the tactics. It has to, regardless of money, regardless of signings, and that's the brutal truth of it. No,
totally spot on there, and it's just sad to say the affairs of where. That's why I made a video yesterday on my channel saying how far expectations have fallen for United. That we're not expecting wins away from home. We're still giving them time to Ollie. And yes, the fans can give time to Ollie. That's every fan has their own opinion, but I just feel like the way, in the manner we lost yesterday to Bournemouth, the way we hardly create chances, we should be telling the manager this ain't good enough. You know what I mean? and the team is not good enough, and we should be questioning these players. You know, if there's no criticism in football, then we might as well stop being fans. You know what I mean? Because people out there went. I know Adam, he went down there 5-hour journey. You know what I mean? All the way down to Bournemouth. It's crazy, man. It's crazy. But
yeah,
we go again. That's the old saying in football. We go again.
Of course we do. And at the end of the day, we've got to try and be positive. We've got to support the manager regardless, whether you back him in terms of his tactics or what. You've still got to support him. We're all United fans. We all want the best for the club at the end of the day, and that's why I hate it when you see arguing between fans and people writing each other off for having an opinion. At the end of the day, we all want the best for United. Nobody wants United to fail.
Exactly.
Do you know what I mean? Nobody wants us to play poor. Nobody wants us to lose. So everyone's entitled to an opinion, and I completely agree with that. And I'm in a position where I can see both sides of the argument. As I've said, I'm completely on the fence regarding Ollie, and I've got my reasons for that. I hope it all works out for him, and as I'm sure you do, I'm sure you hope that this weekend all of a sudden we go and batter teams and we're playing this attractive football again. The football that, to be fair, we played when Ollie took over, and we don't seem to be playing that way anymore. So, of course, we all want the best, and at the end of the day, we have a right to voice our opinions and have different opinions, and that's why we love football. That's why we love football. We need to get VAR on our opinions. I think that's what's going to be coming next for fan channels. So they can analyse it.
Sending me under. That's probably going to be the, I don't know, the bottle of the week, you know what I mean? The loser of the week, if we call it. Yeah. For me, it's not good enough. I don't know, man. I'd rather just go away from the game and say, no, we should have got that goal, you know. That decision. Did you see that decision the other day? It's just, I don't know. I just feel like it's natural now. We're taking too many long to make decisions, and we're letting a guy from, who's in Stockley Park, is it? Or something like that?
Yeah.
No, I mean, I don't know if he's even a qualified referee to make decisions for a player. Should have this. The manager should go over to the system, to the little video camera over there, and just go up to the TV and say, you know what, I need to make my decision right there. But
yeah, I don't like it.
Sophie.
What's that, sorry?
It's another whole debate, that one.
Oh, no, yeah, maybe we'll just discuss VAR next time, but I'm in agreement with you. I don't like it. I think it's taken a lot out of the game. You can't even celebrate a goal now without it being checked, and I think it's just taken a lot of elements out of it. Taking the emotion 100%. Out of it, really. But yeah, thank you so much for coming on, Saeed. I don't know why there's